If you've ever lain awake the night before your performance with your mind running through every possible disaster and scenario with, what if I forget the words? What if my voice cracks? What if my hands start shaking and I can't play? What if everyone thinks I'm terrible? You, my friend, are what I call a catastrophizer. Welcome to video 2 of the Beat Performance Anxiety in 2026 series. I'm Dr. Maja Jankowska, a clinical psychologist. Today, we are breaking down one of the most common performance anxiety patterns that I actually see in my clinical practice. This runaway loop, what if, with racing thoughts. And I'm going to give you one of the most powerful reframes that starts to break it. Here is what you need to understand right away. Being a catastrophizer, having this propensity for what if, isn't your character flaw. This isn't you being negative. Definitely this isn't you being weak. This is just an overactive defense mechanism. Your brain's threat detection system stuck in overdrive. Your brain has one primary job, only one, to keep you alive, to keep you safe. Thousands of years ago, the ones who thought, what if it's a lion or what if it's a mammoth? They were the ones who survived. You are a descendant from catastrophizers, from a very long line of them. And this is why we human beings survived and other species didn't, right? So this isn't a problem. The problem is that your brain cannot tell the difference now between a genuine threat to your survival and a social evaluative threat like performing on stage. So it treats your audition or your stage performance the same way it would treat wanting to run away from the lion. The catastrophizing isn't protecting you now. It's actually exhausting you, depleting your energy. And I see it all the time with performers. And by the time you get backstage, you are really already run down by this whole loop of racing thoughts. That's exactly why I created what I call the FBI Reset Toolkit. It's a 10-second grounding technique you can use right before you walk on stage. The link is in the description. Yes, it's completely free. And what's good about it, there is an audio, you can download it and literally have it on your phone without any distractions and listen to it and do the practice before you go on stage. So, back to our topic. Let me show you what's actually happening. Imagine you are rehearsing for a performance, let's say next week, Monday. The performance is Saturday, so you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? And you can test it out, you can try it out and see, write down what happens in your mind. Maybe Monday evening you go, what if I forget my lines? Or what if I forget where I am in my music? Okay, and then it will go to another one and another one. Maybe on Tuesday you have more, what if I shake? What if they hate me? What if I get the bad review? And it goes on like that. So every day your brain will be adding more and more, probably more of those catastrophic thoughts. By Friday, your nervous system has already been through all those threat responses and you have not even performed yet. Saturday arrives, you are depleted. This is why catastrophizers say, I was so anxious by the time I walked on stage, I already felt defeated. You've mentally performed and failed in your mind dozens and dozens of times before actually the real thing of your Saturday performance. Now, here is what doesn't work, for sure, and that's positive thinking. Just think positive. Visualize success. Don't get me wrong, visualization has got its place. But if you are a catastrophizer, you've tried this. and it didn't work for you. Likely it didn't work. How you wouldn't be here, right? When you say, I'm going to be amazing, your brain immediately counters it with, but what if you aren't? What if something bad happens, right? So what you need isn't to replace negative thoughts with positive ones. You need to interrupt the loop before it spirals. But to interrupt it, you have to start noticing that you are having those catastrophic thoughts, okay? So when you notice it, you can start breaking it, interrupting that loop. Here is a reframe you can do just today. You can try it today. The what if, so what reframe. When your brain says, what if I forget my words? You respond, so what? What if I do? And genuinely be curious. Ask the question, so what if I forget my words? Let's think. I'll improvise, or I'll pause. The world won't end. I'll recover and I will continue. Sometimes I make mistakes here. I just pause and I start again. I hope you are forgiving me for this. I'm only human, right? So the brain catastrophizes, but never follows the thought to its logical conclusion. It kind of leaves you hanging in the terrifying what if, right? So when you answer, so what? And you logically think about things that you can do, you complete the loop. You take the power back. What if I shake on stage? So what? I've shaken before and I've still performed, right? What if that audition panel doesn't like me? So what? That happened to me probably before. And that doesn't mean I'm not talented. It just means I wasn't right for the role, or they had something else in their mind. Okay? Now, this reframe is just one piece of a bigger puzzle. If you want to understand the deeper origins of your catastrophizing, how it started, what keeps it going, and the complete psychology-based system to rewire it, that's what I teach in the Stage Fright Shift Intensive. Doors open in February. You can join my email list, so you are the first one to know about it. Just drop me a comment and we can talk about it. For now, practice the what if, so what reframe. Just do it this week. Every time you notice a what if thought, answer it. Don't dismiss it. Complete the loop. Okay. Download the free FBI Reset Toolkit for when you are backstage and you need the 10-second grounding technique. The link is below. Next week, we are going to talk about the somatic sensor when anxiety shows up as overwhelming physical symptoms in your body. But for you, catastrophizers, what's your most common what if? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear. And I will answer any questions you have as well. I'm Dr. Maja Jankowska, and with gratitude, thank you for listening to this, and see you next week.